Alright, the highest mountain in all of Tamriel, Skyrim is throat of the world. The reclusive greybeards live near the top, in and amongst the monastery of High Hrothgar. Alright guys, we are going to log in. I've been getting this stream ready for a little while now. Once we get everybody in, we'll go ahead and read a book to get started, and then I'm going to continue on with the Dawn Guard quests that we have available. Okay, so let me, I'm noticing that my Ebony Sword of Shock needs to be refilled. I'll refill it with a common. There we go. Now I have a bunch of weapons that I stripped from my ladies
the other day,
specifically so that I
asked
could.
me if I'd heard of the High Elves. I wasn't entirely sure how to respond.
So that I could enchant some of them and then give them some of them. All that makes sense. Okay, now, Jordis.
I'm right behind you.
I'm going to trade
I
some
am
things
sworn to
with you.
carry your burdens.
I gave her a bunch of potions because I noticed that she was drinking a whole bunch of them. Okay, she has no weapon at all. And I deliberately made an axe. Frost glass, not the mace, there was an axe. I thought, hold on, let me get to weapons. Glass bow. Fire glass bow. Yeah, I'm using just a regular glass. But okay, this one's a fills a soul gem. That's not the one I'm using. I don't think. Okay, let's see if we can find a Shock Ebony War Axe. There it is. I made that specifically for her. But there's a glass axe too. I thought I did a glass mace. Maybe I just updated the glass axe. I don't know. But either way, she's got an axe now, an ebony axe. But I want to give her a glass bow as well. Now she has no arrows, so let's give her like 20 elven arrows. One iron arrow. I think that's where we're going to leave it. I think I might give her the frost glass mace as well. And then she can decide which one she wants. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. But she's got the ebony axe on her hip already.
Lead on.
We're going to give Takata
I'm right behind you.
a sword that fills soul gems.
What do you want me to carry?
Or a weapon that fills soul gems. Because I've been piling soul gems onto her. Orcish bow of soul snares. I'll give her all the fire arrows, all the forsworn arrows. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. And all the dwarven arrows. There we go. Alright, so I gave her a bow and arrows. And a soul stealer sword. Here it goes. There you go. She's squared away.
Let's get going then.
And then Lydia
Right behind you.
also needs a bow and an arrow.
Of course, Thane. How can I help?
You're also... Okay. I'm going to give you the glass. That's the one I'm using, right? I hardly ever use it, though. So maybe I should just give it to her. Wait, I got a glass bow, but when I click... Oh, it's because I'm in this menu. Okay, let's start over.
Let's go.
Trying to recharge it. Okay, it's recharged.
Still here. Right. The other part of my job.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her my glass bow. Fills soul gems. I'm gonna give her golden arrows. Give them all of them. And I was gonna give her... $20 elven arrows. That leaves me with like 12 elven arrows. Now she doesn't have a weapon. Okay, Dawnfang does 46. But also 7? Yeah, you can have Dawnfang. Alright, lady, you got a glass bow and you got Dawnfang. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think the ladies are equipped for combat. Let me drop off the extra weapons down here. I don't need a staff of fireballs, bow of binding, hallowed elven sword. I guess I'm using the golden bow. We're not going to use the frost mace. It does more damage than my ebony sword. But I know it's a lot slower. So I made a couple of ebony swords, updated them, upgraded them. Still carrying this one. It does 61 points of damage to dragons, right? 61, yeah. Where I'm doing 64 with that, so I don't even need that. Okay, armor. I got a new set of armor. It's actually called runic armor. It's got runes all over it. Got a little dragon Skyrim logo. I don't know if that's the Imperial sigil or what, but we are going to dump any other kind of armor that I might have on me. I don't think I have anything extra. Now I got this one that gives me more health, but this one actually gives me better damage with one-handed weapons. And this improves my shouts, but they don't weigh very much, so I'm just going to wear them. And I don't think I'm carrying a bunch of... I got some leather strips. Let's get rid of those. I got some gems, I think. Amethyst, garnet. That ring doesn't belong in there, but I don't care. I'm dropping it up in there. Okay, and if I go to inventory, you gotta make sure these are my favorites. They are 1 and 2. Okay, everything's ready, good to go. We're gonna continue the Dawn Guard quest. So that means we're going to go back to see Esrom in the Dawn Guard Keep or Castle, or whatever you call it. So, oh, that's not true. I'm lying to you guys. Sorry about that. Started lying first thing. We're going to read a book first. We're going to go right back in and we're going to read a book. Now I have a... I'm going to see if I can pull it up. I'm alt-tabbing out of the game. There we go. Now, it should be Docs, Google Docs, right? Perfect. I have a new, it's actually Excel, so it's a Google Sheet, and it's called Skyrim Books. I went through every book. Let's see if I can put this on the screen so that you can see it. There. I went through every book that's in the game. I pulled up a list on the internet. It gave me on the Skyrim wiki. It gave me a list of every book. So I copied and pasted that list into this Google Doc. Then I went through and I looked at okay, I think I have one of these. I just picked it up. Okay, I'll have to figure out which that is when we go back in. And I marked everyone in yellow are the books that I possess in the house, right? And the books in green are the ones that I read for you on camera. I hope you appreciate it. Let's get back into Skyrim. We can get rid of the center display. There, we're back. I'm hearing something hit the water or something. Or some such, or something nonsense like that. Okay. We're going back in. Now, looking at my list, which I think I'm going to reduce the size because it's filling up. a lot of these have a series of books, 1 through 5 or whatever it's called. And some of them I actually have all of the series. Some of them I don't. Also, I want to point something out or say something. I spent some time deleting the Thieves Guild quests, right? There was one about the Blackbriars, and there was one about the Gray Fox, and I went into the console commands, and I reset or set to 0, or what do they call it, disable or delete or something, the quests. So I should not get those quests. If they pop up again, I'm gonna have to do something about refusing them, because Lydia made me understand, made me realize that I can't take every quest and do every other quest. There are some quests that are reliant on other quests not being performed, or certain paths. Like if you go through the Wizards quests, you might not be allowed in the Bard's College or whatever. I'm just saying this as an example. I don't really know, but I know that like her quests you can't complete while you have a record, right? I'm not going to say a prude, but she is very judgmental when it comes to what quests you're doing. I also found that elven priest of Azura, and I made her my steward for the house. I don't know where she is right now. Oh, there she is right there, standing in front of the fireplace. I made her the steward of the house. The first thing I asked her to do was remove all the leaves that are laying around on the floor. And look at that, and she did it. Okay, so coming back in here, that book right there, I've got the Waking Dreams. And then I realized that I could put Clavius vials. It says bust, but I put his helmet there and it worked just fine. So there's a lot of things. Oh, books. So I went through, and as you can see, there's books like it all over.
I have to say, this crossbow is an amazing device. Thank you, Thane.
I went through the list, as you see, that I did the Google Doc with, and I went through and I put all the books up and in and around. You can see there's gaps right there, because I left gaps deliberately.
I'll be honest, I still haven't figured out just what happened with Avincenzo.
Where there's gaps in my book collection. So once we get them, I'll be able to maybe plug them in to where it belongs. That's the plan. And I filled up all the bookshelves down here and in my bedroom upstairs. Okay, so what book do we want to read? I tabbed out Amongst the Draugr. I think we could do that. Amongst the Draugr. Now, finding it would be another question. See, it's weird. It's letting me pick some of them, others it's saying search the bookshelf. There's a children's. It'd be after that. A Dance in Fire. Oh, it's right in here.
Regardless of what side of the war we're on, it was good to help Thorald. The Thalmor are the enemies of both sides.
I'm trying not to pull it up off the shelf. If it is one of these guys. I think it might be that book right there. But oh well, we're gonna... Nope. Okay, let's look down here. Okay. Wouldn't it be right here? It's after Alduin is real and before the Explorer's Guide. Amongst the Draugr. Okay, maybe I left it in here. Why do I have it yellow if I can't find the book? Unless I clicked on the wrong Adra and Daedra. Stone Singer. Okay. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to take the yellow off of it because apparently I don't have it. I thought I did. Or I put it somewhere where, you know. Maybe I put it somewhere where I shouldn't have. So we're going to read The Stone Singer. Avar Stone Singer. Let's go ahead and change that to green. And that way I can close this document. I wasn't sure if I was going to stream tonight. I had so much work to do, but I'm taking a little break. Okay, so right now, I can read straight here and I won't have to take it off the bookshelf. I can just leave it on the bookshelf. Oh, this doesn't have a, like a title page. Okay. Sit quietly, child, and listen. For the story I tell you is the story of the ages. But what is it, grandfather? Is it a story of heroes and beasts? The grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. I have the hiccups. So if you hear me do something like that, just bear with me. Plus I've got something to drink here. I got a couple of drinks. Yeah, got a couple of drinks. Let me see if I can wet my whistle. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, let me start over. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skald were new, there was peace in the land. The sun was hot, and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace that the All-Maker provided. But the Skald grew complacent and lazy, and they took for granted the lands and all the gifts the All-Maker had given them. They forgot, or chose not to remember, that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the All-Maker and his chosen people. And so it was that the adversary came to be among the Skald. The adversary has many aspects. He appears in the unholy beasts and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons, he will know him as Thartog, the World Devourer. But in these ages, he came to be known as the Greedy Man. The Greedy Man, that is what we call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring ruin in the people, lived among the Skald for many months. Perhaps he was once just a man. But when the adversary entered into him, he became the Greedy Man. And that is how he is remembered. It came to be one day that the powers of the Skald left them. The strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought, surely the All-Maker was displeased, and some suggested that the All-Maker had left them forever. It was then that the Greedy Man appeared to them and spoke. You of the Skald have grown fat and lazy. I have stolen the gifts of your All-Maker. I have stolen the oceans, so that you will forever know thirst. I have stolen the lands and the trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will go hungry. And I have stolen the winds, for you will live without the spirit of the All-Maker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the Skald will live in misery and despair. For I am the Greedy Man, and that is my nature. The Skald are the tribe, I think it's the tribe that lives on Solstheim. Okay. And the Greedy Man disappeared. The members of the Skald spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the All-Maker, but they could not decide who it should be. I cannot go, said the elder, for I must stay to lead the Skald and tell our people what is the law. I cannot go, said the warrior, for I must protect the Skald. My sword will be needed in case the Greedy Man reappears. I cannot go, said the shaman, for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge. It was then that a young man called Avar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the Skald. I will go, said Ivar, and the Skald laughed. Hear me out, the boy continued. I am not yet a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. I cannot read the portents, so the people will not seek my counsel, and I am young and not yet wise in the ways of the law. I will retrieve the gifts of the All-Maker from the Greedy Man. If I cannot, I will not be missed. That's pretty sad, actually. The skull thought, what did they do? They thought on this briefly and decided to let Ivar go. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Ivar first set out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the water stone. It was there the Allmaker first spoke to him. Travel west to the sea and follow the swimmer to the waters of life. So Ivar walked to the edge of the ocean, and there was the swimmer, a black orker, sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove into the waters and swam very far and far again. Ivar was strong, though, and he swam hard. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last, he found a pocket of air, and there, in the dark, he found the waters of life gathering. Oh no, I was right. Waters of life, period. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the water stone, the Allmaker spoke. You have returned the gift of water to the skull. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched. Ivar then traveled to the earth stone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him again. Enter the cave of the hidden music and hear the song of the earth. So Ivar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cavern where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks of the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder until it filled the cavern and his heart. Then he returned to the earth stone. The gift of the earth is with the skull again, said the Allmaker. The lands are rich again and will bear life. Ivar was tired as the sun burned him. The trees offered no shade, and there was no wind to cool him. Still, he traveled on to the beast rock, and the Allmaker spoke. Find the good beast and ease his suffering. Ivar traveled through the woods of the Isenfir for many hours until he heard the cries of a bear from over a hill. As he crested a hill, he saw the bear, a falmer's arrow piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the falmer, for that is what they were, though some say they are not. And finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words and came upon it slowly, saying, Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering. Hearing these words, the bear ceased his struggles and laid his head at Ivar's feet. Ivar grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck. Using the little nature magic he knew, Ivar tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Ivar slept. When he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of Falmar were strewn about. He knew that the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to the beast rock, the bear by his side, and the Allmaker spoke to him again. You have returned the gift of the beasts once again. The good beasts will feed the skull when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need. Ivar's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone. Though the good beast did not follow him. When he arrived, the Allfather spoke to him. The first trees are gone and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree. Avar traveled again through the Herstang forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits. The living trees told him that the seeds had been stolen by one of the Falmer, for they are the servants of the adversary. And this Falmer was hiding then deep in the forest, so that none would ever find them. Ivar traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil Falmer surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Ivar could see that the spirits were in his thrall, and he had used the magic of the seeds and spoken their secret name. Ivar knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. Ivar reached into his pouch and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing where the Falmer and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the skull knew the spirits' hatred of fires, for the fires ravage the trees they serve. At once the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Ivar snuck behind the Falmer and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil being knew they were gone. When Ivar returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of trees is restored once again. The trees and plants will bloom and grow and provide nourishment and shade. Ivar was tired, for the sun would only burn, and the winds would not yet cool him. But he rested briefly in a shade of the trees. His legs were weary and his eyes heavy, but he continued on, traveling to the sunstone. Again, the Allmaker spoke. The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of penumbra. And so Ivar walked west, over the frozen lands until he reached the halls of penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no further than the end of his arm. Still, he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet and knew that this place held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones. For hours he crept along until he saw a faint glow far at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice, came a glow so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all of his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, then grew larger. Slowly, the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled and the light rushed over Ivar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beasts as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the hall, knowing the light, and collapsed, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and he was glad for that. He traveled back to the Sunstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the skulls once again. It will warm them and give them light. Ivar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds. So he traveled to the Windstone, far from the western coast of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man and release the wind from its captivity. So Avar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked in the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there, nor did he hide near the oceans or the deep caves. And the beasts had not seen him in the dark forests. Finally, Ivar came to a crooked house, and he knew that here he would find the greedy man. "Who are you," shouted the greedy man, "that you would come to my house?" "I am Ivar of the Skull," said Ivar. "I am not warrior, shaman, or elder. If I do not return, I will not be missed. But I have returned the oceans and the earth, the trees and the beasts and the sun, and I will return the winds to my people. Not that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." What? Why did I add a not? Okay. "That we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and forced it open. The winds rushed out with gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off, far from the island. Ivar breathed in the winds and was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. "You have done well, Ivar. You, the last of the Skull, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now and live according to your nature." And Ivar started back to the Skull village. "And then what happened, grandfather?" "What do you mean, child? He went home." "No. When he returned to the village," the child continued, "was he made a warrior or taught the ways of the shaman? Did he lead the Skull in battle? I do not know. That is where the story ends," said the grandfather. "But that is not an ending. That is not how stories end." The old man laughed and got up from his chair. "Is it not?" All right, that was Avar Stonesinger. All right, so we're gonna we're gonna do some fast traveling to the Dawnguard Keep, and then we'll probably speak to Isram. So that we can advance this quest. Let him know that we got the two to join us. The girl, scientist girl, and the hunter warrior guy.
People aren't going to forget about how we saved Solitude from Potenna anytime soon. Great work, Thane.
Well, thanks, Lydia. Am I even going the right way? Yeah, okay, there we go.
If you happen to find one of those crossbows just lying around Fort Dawnguard, could I have it?
You
Please?
certainly can. I actually have a dwarven crossbow. I should probably give Lydia Lydia's been begging for a crossbow for a couple of sessions now. Wait a second. Oh. What's going on here? This is new. Guards are new. Or did I just make a wrong turn or something? I have a feeling I made a wrong turn. No, this is the way we went before, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, look at that. And that's still smoldering.
Isran knows how to fight those monsters. He's been preparing for this day for a long time.
All right.
All right, Isran. You've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful. So, welcome to Fort Dawnguard.
Unless you cast a spell.
I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And they have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
Chat with it. Started profit. There's only 8. We gotta find some more.
Why in the world did you ever try putting armor on trolls?
Right behind you.
I mean, why would that idea even cross your mind?
Please don't tell me it's dragon bones.
Well, I'm not sure. I guess it came from
Nope,
fighting
I found a crossbow. I knew you wanted one. And 8 bolts. I know it's not much,
Let's go.
but if I find some more bolts, I'll get them to you.
And then, realizing a troll with armor is even more intimidating.
Well, that's certainly a line of thinking I can relate to.
What do you need?
Nothing for you, apparently.
Cozy little place, isn't this?
One of these stairs goes outside, and then one of them goes to the second floor. I can never remember which one is which. I think this one goes outside too. Nope, the second floor.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. And no one believed. Stay alert.
Okay. Hey, there she is.
You probably weren't expecting
This
to see me.
vampire showed up while you were away. I'm guessing it's the one you found in Dim Hollow Crypt. Says it's got something really important to say to you. So let's hear it.
You probably weren't expecting to see me again.
I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen, before your friend here loses his patience. Well, it's about me, and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me. The reason I had it, and why I was down there, it all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it.
What sort of prophecy?
It's pointless and vague, like all prophecies. The part he latched onto said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. That's what he's after. He wants to control the sun.
Oh, he wants
Have
to be a
vampires
sparkly
control
vampire.
the world. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll.
You took a big risk coming here.
I did, but something about you makes me think I can trust you. I hope I'm not wrong.
No, you're right. We just have to convince the others that you're on our side.
Well, let's move then. I'm nothing if not persuasive.
All right, you've heard what it has to say.
What it
Now
has to
tell
say.
me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now?
Because you're going to need her help. Set your hatred aside and try to see the larger picture.
Set my hatred aside? Not a chance. It's what keeps me strong. You'd better know what you're doing. It can stay for now, but if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it? You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it.
Who can?
Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest?
Well, I'm going to
Skyrim's
ask
a pretty
carriage
big
drivers,
place.
innkeepers.
Well, back before the College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go for any kind of magic or historical
I
thing.
got Israel blocked in.
The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. I'd come with you, but I don't know if I can trust your friend. Let me know if you want me along.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. And no one believed.
Were you looking for me?
I was.
Of course. Let's go.
I've only heard a little bit about the Moth Priests. Never thought we'd be looking for one in northern Skyrim.
Come on, Lydia. I got a vampire with me. Don't be a hater. Getting dizzy going down those steps. Look around a little bit, see if there's any more bolts. Oh, and it's 3 in the morning. We should probably rest. I need to figure out how to manufacture bookshelves. I know that if you're on the farm, you can manufacture like dressers and stuff like that. So, or maybe not dressers, maybe fencing and I think a bed, maybe? Kind of looking for an armory. Do we even have an armory in this place? Yeah, he gave me a crossbow at the very beginning, and what did I do? Sold it. Or I left it in the house. I think I left it in the house. Wait, well that's arrows. Oh, there's 6 more bolts. Alright, that's gonna have to do, Lydia.
Thane. Right. The other part of my job.
Alright, Serrano, let's find a bed and go to sleep. Only for a couple hours. I mean, it's just laying there. Well, damn. I'm not jumping into bed with him. Alright, so we'll just wait. Needs to get somebody to come in here and clean out these cobwebs. I know where there's a carriage driver. Right there. Not far away. Yeah, I've got all the Russian infantry, World War II, that I'm painting for bolt action. They're all put together and they're primed. Also have an anti-tank gun, a Ziz 3. It's put together, but it's not painted yet. Or it's not primed. It's not even primed. It's still just straight
I've always
metal.
wondered what it'd be like to live by a lake, fishing all day, but not like this.
And I made 4 barricades for my American War of Independence. Dirt dragon attacking.
Fight.
Sounds like
I'll
it.
get out of here. Over here.
Another dragon. Where did it land? And the guards are shooting too.
Have to land eventually.
That's what I'm saying. She's using a crossbow? She is.
You'll die this day,
You
dragon.
won't get away.
Yeah, we're hurting it. Okay, I'm out of there.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Are you Marak? What? What are you doing here?
Whoever wonders
Victim's a beautiful city.
how much so
Now it's
rid
more
of
orderly.
How come I didn't get that?
I grow ever stronger, Dragonborn.
Marak's starting to piss me off. He's in Soul Steam.
For all its flaws, Riften is certainly a city of intrigues.
Alright, we'll be alright. Hey, Cat.
Gotten accustomed
You're
to
well armored.
Skyrim now, but I still think you need my help with a few things.
He's calling him a cat racist.
Need a ride? My carriage is the safest way to travel.
Nope. I don't
It's
even
one
know.
of them Imperial scholars, right? Old man with a gray robe.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Might be that I have, but I can't say for sure. I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by out here.
Please is important.
Now that I think on it, I did see your priest. They tried to hire me for a trip to Dragonbridge, but I told them that ain't one of my stops.
Okay, those are all completed. Ask people in Dragon Bridge.
Where do you want to go?
Dragon Bridge. White Run.
Climbing back and we'll be off.
Oh, climbing back. Come on, ladies. We're gonna have to take a transfer.
I'd like to do some shopping here if you'd
Sun
allow
feels
me,
good,
my
huh?
friend.
Nope. No shopping. Getting
Nice
better
weather for a ride. Hope it lasts.
We're on a mission from GOT. G-O-T. GOT. Just taking one close. There we go.
It's so bright
No.
out here. I don't know how you stand it.
Now this guy might be traveling to Dragon Bridge. Where's he
Why
at?
can't people just get along? I don't see the point of the Battleborn and Greymane's fights.
Let me guess. You become a bard so you can tell
Ride strong.
stories of our travels. Can't wait to see what parts you embellish.
Where is the carriage driver? Oh, all right. Is that you over here? Just
Need a
chill-
ride?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
They say you can see Dragon's Reach from every vantage point in Whiterun Hold.
You're not going
just
to
as
Dragon
the
Bridge
White Gold
either?
Tower is visible everywhere down south.
All right. You're forcing me
Until
to
next
fast
time.
travel. Hey, I was willing to take the hired travel. Mara's got us with love and compassion.
Can I help you?
Who's that? He's in a hurry to get somewhere. Moth Priest. Have you seen a Moth Priest?
Wait, I know you. Mm-hmm.
What the heck is this person doing out there? Gonna help you out. There you go, now you're helped. Okay, where's the inn? It's a lumber
Nothing's
camp.
ever like home.
Four shields in, right?
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. Fate is the name. I keep the inn. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Moth Priest.
I'm hoping to run my own inn someday.
She looks really young.
All right then.
Or maybe it's just the freckles. Okay, who am I supposed to be talking to? Prophet. Ask people in Dragonbridge if they saw the Moth Priest. How about you?
Wait,
I grew up doing
I know
with my
you.
brother on the bridge, and he would always pretend to let
All
me
right
win.
then.
Okay, I guess you're not considered people.
Seen some mean-spirited welcome traveler. Mind yourself. And a moth priest? I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about that. Try asking one of the guards. Both the Imperials and Stormcloaks have sent riders this way, scouting the bridge and the lands nearby. They stayed at the inn but didn't pay. They said soldiers don't need to pay because they're risking their lives to protect us. And that's not all. They took a heap of our lumber, and one tried to have his way with my daughter. They think they can do whatever they want.
That's not cool.
Good day.
Never hurts to get a little respite in a familiar place.
Kids always know.
Are you a soldier? Pa says I'm too young to fight in the war. I don't know what a moth priest is, but I did see an old man in a robe not long ago. He's riding in a wagon with some Imperial guards. They didn't stop to visit, though. They rode through town, heading south, and went across the big bridge. It was only just a little bit ago. I bet you can catch them if you hurry up.
Kids always know.
All right then.
All right, Clinton. You have a good day. We're going. Where's this bridge he's talking about?
I trust you're not planning any trouble.
No, I'm leaving. We're getting wet. It's obviously a drag bridge. We already knew that. If we hurry, we can catch him. Completed. Oh. What do you think? There's a wagon. It's overturned. That's a vampire. See, now I don't know if I want to... No, it says I've read it. See, it says I've read it right there. Read the note. I have new orders for you. Prepare an ambush just south of Dragon Bridge. Take the Moth Priest to Four Bearers Holdout for safekeeping until I can break his will. Rescue the Moth Priest. We're on it. Right here. No, that didn't look good. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to climb the rock. Oh, there's some big place here. Now, I think we've already seen this wagon. Guys are hurting me with these cliff faces right here. Give the ladies a few seconds to catch up, because they might know a better way, a better path. Hey, what's this? Oh, am I out of arrows? No, I got steel arrows. Oh, I picked those up off the dragon, didn't I? Okay, they finally caught up. Says there's a cave. Foreskin hideout. Must be up. I'm tweaking my head like this, like that's going to have any effect on where I can see. Well, we found it. Oh, here it is. Foreskin hideout. What is going on over there? Oh, this is right. We're here for a moth priest.
Why anyone would choose to build a town out here is beyond me. Where are they supposed to grow crops?
Yeah. Question should be is, how are these plants growing down here? I understand the... Okay, we're getting some souls. So this is a path to climb. Looking for a hidden chest or something. Thought that was a waterfall. Because I was going to say there's always a chest behind a waterfall. Okay, we got a bridge over here. Did you summon that? She's got that possession, like she can possess him or something. We're coming to the rescue, but first.
Is someone there?
Nope. Nobody's here. Don't hit the one with the other skull on his back.
Precious forest, elf.
Where'd you come from?
37 gold is not bad. Orcish arrows. Only because I'm getting light on arrows. Okay. Malchus. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's cool.
Who's there?
Oh. Get him, Lydia.
It's yours.
Where you go? Ooh, dwarven bow. Got a steel bolt for you, Lydia.
said the most important thing he learned in the Legion was that what happens to your feet happens to the rest of your body.
Okay, there's got to be a way to open this up. Okay, these are caskets. Oh, I have it up there. Oh, look at that. It's got a little arrow pointing at it.
But my master is dead.
Where'd you come from?
Wait, stop! I yield!
John.
That wasn't me. You were fighting. I could see through my eyes, but I could not control my actions.
You arrived just in time. I think those vampires were getting hungry.
I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools.
You know why they need you? Because we need you for the same purpose.
You do? All right then. Enough mysteries.
He's carrying a blade sword. We're called the Dawn Guard, and we need you to read an Elder Scroll.
You have an Elder Scroll? Remarkable. If my knowledge of history serves me, I recall that the Dawn Guard was an ancient order of vampire hunters. I will be happy to assist you with your Elder Scroll. Just tell me where I need to go.
You can find us where
Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
You know, I would have thought that he would want to travel with us as an escort. I don't think I can fast travel from here. Yep. You have to find a way to get out of here. Or do we just go out the way we came in? We're zoning out there for late. Just holding the button down. That wasn't very far. Okay, it's just like one big chamber. And it's still raining. It is so far away. It's crazy. This time we appeared inside the gate.
I've only heard a...
Sorry to cut you off. Oh, there's his rum. And the moth priest. Carrying a blade sword.
I'm impressed you could find a moth priest so quickly. Well, at least you're smart enough to want to learn more. I'll show you what I can.
Wow, he really thinks highly of himself.
For the reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
Come on,
hello there. Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail. Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me, an image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
I have
Come
to
on,
say,
old man.
this crossbow
You should get some
is
rest.
an amazing device. Thank you, Thane.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Of course I do, Sarah.
Do you have a moment to talk?
What's on your mind?
That moth priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking.
That's nice.
Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something.
Harkon, that's your father, right?
Ever since he decided to make that prophecy his calling, we kind of drifted apart. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas?
Temple, maybe.
They'd be even less welcoming to her than they've been to me. It would have been a bloodbath. And since the Dawn Guard are still around, that must not have happened. Any other ideas?
In the castle.
Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in.
An inlet, that's like where a boat's going, right? Oh, it's a choice. Go there now or not, right?
It's around the side of the castle. Let's move.
Oh. Are we just going to disappear and travel, or are we going to... Can we fast travel there, or are we going to have to... Let's find out. Well, we can fast travel to the castle, but we can't fast travel to the inlet. We're going to have to,
Yes? What did you need?
She said it was to the north, right?
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Yeah. We could go swimming. Oh, we can walk.
Yeah, just around this bend. It doesn't look so big from down here. I mean, it is big, but, well, even bigger.
Okay, this is the inlet.
Who's there? What have you got?
You won't get away.
I do have a helmet of water breathing on. Alright guys, I think what we're going to need to do is I'm going to have to save right here. I am starting I'm starting to doze off actually. I apologize if you weren't noticing. I was starting to bob my head a little bit, and that tells me it's time to shut it off. Go take care of some of my other chores that I've got to do, and it'll get me up and moving, and I won't be sitting here. Yeah, so thanks for coming out, hanging out with me. We've been on for about an hour and a half. Yeah, so hopefully we can, no, I don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. Yeah, so we'll just save here. And I will catch you hopefully tomorrow night. All right, catch you again.